artists and studios can work together, and he'll tell you more. It's here. Please give him a round of applause.
Thank you so much, Ray. Appreciate it.
But before we start, could you just give us a brief who you're all about? Can you just tell the crowd about yourself and who you are? Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, cool. Hi everyone. So I am Etienne, or also known as Ezra, and I'm an artist, simply put. I also run 2 businesses, but just let's look a bit about myself. I'm 27 years old, started the business at 21, and I am a huge read. Okay, I'm a huge anime fan, a very big BTS fan. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's just a bit about myself. I'm definitely gonna go in a bit about what Wonderr Studio is, which is my business. But yeah, so I guess let's get started with it. So I'm just gonna give you a bit of an introduction of Wonderr, but before topic for today is building South Africa's creative future, so how artists and studios can drive change. So before I get started on that, I'm just going to give you an intro of Wonderr. So Wonderr Studio is a creative animation and design studio focused on changing the way how businesses market themselves. We educate our clients and prospects on the benefits animations, mascots, and illustrations can have to their marketing game, increasing their engagement and leads when implemented with a strong strategy. However, we're also focusing on in-house anime-style animation content that we are working towards. So that is something about us, and then this is just a team of people that I collaborate and work with. Obviously, I have myself, I'm the main lead artist and animator. Then we have my mascot there, Deimos, which is that you saw on the previous slide. He helps me market myself and markets the business in a fun and cool way. And then we also have my 3D animator that I collaborate with. Now, for specific reasons, he wants to stay anonymous. So I have dubbed him Sir Robert Duckling, because he has a weird fascination with those toy ducks he put in your bathtubs, which is quite funny. And then whenever I create work for clients, I'll send him to Christian Stain from Stain IP. He also has a booth here, and he makes sure that the content I create for them is protected. Okay, well, that's enough about me. And then, okay, just some of the services that I offer. We're not going to get into that. Some of the projects I've done for some of my clients. The mascots here in the middle is what I've done for Stain IP. Cool. So the topic is going to be divided in 3 sections. So the first one is what creators can do to push our industry to be more used by businesses and getting support from the SA community. The second part would be I'll give just some tips and advice on how you can gain some commissions that you might not have thought about. And then lastly, I'll just give you some insight about what Wonderr Studio is trying to accomplish. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so how can artists and studios drive change? Now, artists and creators hold more economic potential than we realize. South Africans deeply engage with storytelling through film, games, comics, animations, yet often overlook the industries behind them. Our task as creators is to illuminate the creative economy's real impact and invite everyone from employees to entrepreneurs to invest and benefit from our creative ecosystem. So I'm just going to share some numbers that I think you guys might not even know about. So the creative industry within South Africa already adds to over 160 billion rand to the economy every year. Now, to be honest, I'd love to even have just 2% of that 160 billion. I'll live like a king. And it also provides almost like 1 million jobs from design, film, animation, and visual art, which is absolutely insane. And when businesses use creative tools like animations, it can boost their sales by up to 80%, for example. Or 3D animations can increase engagement by 30%. Even adding paintings to offices is shown to improve employees' mood and productivity. So the big question is, how do we drive change? And how do we make sure business owners, schools, and everyday people see the value of what we create? So what can we do as artists? Yes. So the first one is tell stories they understand. Don't just say, I draw. Say, I help companies connect with their customers using visuals. Or, the painting can make your office feel inspiring or cool. Your potential clients entering your boardroom would feel more welcoming. Secondly would be show up in new spaces. We love cons, Comic-Con is absolutely great, right? Right? Galleries and online spaces are also fantastic for creators, but step into business networks. Just imagine you meeting accountants or lawyers or construction business owners in a space you would have never met, but you synchronize and you get to work and collaborate together. How awesome wouldn't that be? Firstly would be share proof, not just art. Instead of showing your sketchbook, share quick results. For example, animated explainer videos increases my clients' leads by 20%. Stats and stories is what people take seriously. The fourth thing that we can look at on pushing is collaborations. Yes, collaborations are still so important. Work with teachers, local coffee shops, or even tourism offices. These small collabs can add up and spread our influence, which is something that we do need. So those are just some of the things that we can look at in trying to push drive in a way how we communicate and the spaces that we enter. So my closing call for that part would be to talk about your art because it is powerful, right? Step into rooms where art isn't normally present. Connect, educate, collaborate. If we all do this piece by piece, we'll build a South Africa where art isn't just seen, it's valued, supported, and unstoppable. Because art is bloody cool, and the rest of the South Africa needs to share that well. So onwards to the second part of the topic, where I'm gonna just give some business tips and advice on how you can gain some commissions. Maybe these things haven't come across to mind, but hopefully they will now. So the most important thing, the number one thing that you have to do is building your portfolio. If you don't have a portfolio, how do you expect to land a client? That's not really a possible situation. So build a strong portfolio. One of the key foundations for gaining commissions is having a strong portfolio. It showcases your skills and serves the visual representation of your capabilities. Look, I've worked with many industries, accountants, lawyers, you name it. You'd be surprised how unimaginative people can be. So it is good to give them guidance with a visual representation. Consider creating a dedicated website or online portfolio on platforms like Behance or ArtStation, something that you can easily share to your clients. Even PDF portfolios are actually something that works quite well as well. Second thing would be participating in art exhibitions and shows. Art exhibitions and shows provide valuable offline exposure and networking opportunities. Look for local galleries, art fairs, and exhibitions where you can display your artwork. Comic-Con is a great example. We're right here in Artist Alley. How awesome, seeing all of these fantastic artists representing their true art form in front of audience of people. But for example, let's say we have a few fine artists in here that does sculptures or contemporary artwork, whatever. You have Investec. that runs every year in Cape Town, which is a great platform for those type of artists. Just have to look a little bit and see where you fit. The third part would be collaborating with local businesses and organizations. Yes, I've said it again, collaboration. I believe in it. I think it's very important for growth. Establishing partnerships with local businesses and organizations can be mutually beneficial. Offer to create custom artwork, mural pieces, animations, etc., which can enhance their ambience and give you exposure to their clientele. It's a win-win situation that allows you to showcase your talent while gaining commissions and visibility. However, I will say, if you do decide to collaborate with businesses, don't just say, okay, I'll make this for free for exposure, because we don't do that. You're still spending a lot of time in the work that you create, so there should be some sort of incentive or payout for what you have created. But usually you just have to find a middle ground where both parties agree. Okay. The fourth thing would be networking with art communities and associations. So joining art communities and associations can provide you with valuable connections and opportunities. Local art events, workshops, or even join online forums and discussion groups. Engage with fellow artists, curators, and art enthusiasts. Building relationships within the art community can lead to referrals, collaborations, and exposure to potential clients. The second last thing would be seeking commissions through art agents and galleries. Now, this specifically is more towards fine artists and contemporary artists in a painting or sculpture paste or paper art or whatever the case might be. But working with art agents or galleries can help artists gain access to a wider audience and clientele. Research reputable art agencies or galleries that align with your artistic style and reach out to them. Be prepared to showcase your portfolio and demonstrate your dedication to your craft. Remember the first thing I said? Portfolio. Have a portfolio on hand. If they see the potential in your work, they may assist you in securing commissions, opportunities, and promoting work. And the last thing I think a lot of people don't realize, especially artists, is that collaborating with interior designers and architects is a fantastic and a phenomenal entryway. Interior designers and architects often seek artwork for their projects. After all, their job is to create a beautiful aesthetic interior space that is productive, that is efficient, etc., etc. And having your artwork be part of that space is absolutely a must. You have to be part of that. So make sure to connect with them. Collaborating with these professionals can open doors to commission opportunities. So reach out to your local designers or architects, even showcase your work at design-related events. Your artwork may complement their project, such as residential or commercial spaces, and lead to commission requests. So, the last part of the topic is what we at Wonderr Studio is trying to accomplish. So now I'm going to be a bit selfish and I'm going to talk about me. So at Wonderr Studio, our mission is simple but bold. We want to build South Africa's first dedicated anime studio within the country. Why anime? Because yes. Why anime? Because it's one of the fastest growing entertainment industries in the world. Streaming platforms are investing billions into it, and audiences everywhere can't get enough powerful stories through 2D animation. But also, I really love anime, so why do I want to create something else? And I would love to see 2D animated stories thrive with South African stories. So our vision is to grow into a studio that not only produces original anime series and films, but becomes a hub for local 2D animation talent. Step one is building strong story-driven projects that compete globally. Step two is growing the studio to hire more South African artists, illustrators, animators, writers, voice actors, etc. I want to work with South African talent. So if there's animators or illustrators, character designers sitting here, please let's have a chat. I'd love to see how we can collaborate. And give them opportunities to work on international quality productions without having to leave the country. By creating anime here, we're investing in the local creative economy. And as Wonderr grows, we want to prove that South African stories pulled through anime can inspire audiences across the world. Instead of having artists here create fan art of Spider-Man, which is an international IP, imagine how cool it would be to see a local IP created by artists. That's so awesome. So in short, Wonderr Studio is about building more than shows. We're building creative future where South African artists can dream, create, work, and thrive in animation 2D spaces. And I want you guys to keep me accountable. So follow me on social media, and if you don't see me start posting about what I'm trying to do next year, I want to DM and say like, nah, Ezra, this isn't working with me. What is happening? Get yourself in control, okay? So, but I hope you guys found this informative, inviting. So very, very happy that I had the opportunity to stand here and talk to you guys. Do you have